Cheers, good morning. My name is Holly Greencox, and in the month of October, I'm going to explore legends and ghost stories and some original work based on that. So there'll be two parts to each video. There'll be the background, what I've learned and what we all kind of know as a ghost story, or a story about a spirit or the supernatural or paranormal. And the next part will be an original work which kind of re-embraces that trope in a new way, hopefully. I believe our stories, myths, legends, fairy tales make us who we are. Even the story you made up about yourself in 5th grade makes you who you are. So please enjoy. I'll be here in my dark little office. If you hear a wheezing sound, it's my snoring chihuahua who's right next to me, Manny. But today we're going to talk about the Banshee. The Banshee. We've heard that applied to women who scream and all kinds of wailing. The La Llorona is not related to the Banshee. She is crying for children who have passed, but we're talking about the Banshee from Gaelic traditions, from Irish traditions. When I did research on this, I could not really find a good Banshee origin story. She's related to, the closest thing I could find is the Milesians, not Malaysians, Milesians. The last people to settle Ireland, the last race, so it's Milesians. That's people with the last name Mac, Mick, or O, apostrophe, on their last name. When they settled Ireland, they brought with them this legend. And the legend speaks to a young girl in the family who has died before, and she comes back to announce or call out the patriarch of that family when it's his turn to go. So, and some legends say that she's also a virgin, which I really think old white dudes threw that one in, like literally old Milesian fair-skinned dudes who are about to croak. So literally old white dudes threw the virgin part in, because they want somebody to sing to them that's a virgin before they croak. Like, who do I have to die to get a virgin to sing to me? Yes, in Milesian culture, you apparently do. And the more money you have, the more power you have, either you get a bigger banshee or you get more banshees singing to you, which kind of makes me wonder, do they get more and they get bigger because you've wronged people in amassing your power and wealth and they're all calling you out? Or is it just a tradition where, okay, I know it's my time to go? But when I really looked at the word banshee, there's two parts to it. And this is what's fascinating to me. Ban, so the original spelling, B-E-A-N-S-I-D-H-E in English, in the closest as we can get English. Ban means woman. That's all it means. Isbanme, I'm a woman. I'm a woman in Gaelic, Isbanme, okay? And then she, S-I-D-H-E, she means of the fairy realm or of the fairy mounds. So really, we're not really talking about a death caller in the sense. We're literally going to translate that as a woman of the fairy realm. So in her name itself, it has nothing to do with death. It's just that she's not quite of this world. She's calling the patriarch into another world, a parallel world. So it's not really heaven or hell, it's just another world. The cool thing about this, I noticed, is that there's an element of fear with the Banshee, obviously impending doom or death, or impending transmogrification of some kind to another world. It involves fear. Let's look at the word for man in Gaelic. F-E-A-R, but it's pronounced far. So ishfarmi is I am a man. Now, fear is not related to the word fear the way we know it. Fear is just etymologically related to the Latin cognate, V-I-R, for fear, for vir, as in man, or hero. So hero comes from the same notion and word. So in this legend, the hero is being called out. He's being called home. He's being called to transform into the parallel world of the she, the fairy realm. Now, whether that's for good deeds or bad deeds, we don't know. But it's kind of curious to me that the fear involved is actually F-E-A-R, and what we have of banshees is also F-E-A-R. I'm connecting dots that probably shouldn't be connected, but I really like that. The last thing is, some say that the banshee is related to this person, the washer at the ford, who is a harbinger of death. It was said that when soldiers see her, or people traveling see her, she is at a stream or at a lake washing bloody linen, which presages their death. Good death, bad death, we don't know, but she is also the crone aspect. She's not a young girl singing. She's the old lady wailing that someone is going to die or someone is going to have a mishap and it's not going to have a good outcome. In the transformational realm, though, this doesn't mean an actual death. It can just mean change or transformation. The transfer of one type of energy to another type of energy. So what I wanted to do is kind of go back to the very basic definition of Banshee, a woman of the fairy mound. And I wanted to give her her own story, not related to a family or tied to clans or tied to anything else, other than just her own story of why she became that Banshee, why she is that. So I wrote this little poem called Banshee, spelled appropriately, B-E-A-N-S-I-D-H-E, and I'm going to go ahead and read that. Deeply sonorous, most defenseless, unaware, unawake. Poor man. Red curtains shiver o'er shuttered windows, painting all the air with blood-cast shapes. I sigh next to him, dressed in spasm of shadow and candlelight, breath so quiet, sweet taste of camphor and kiss, lingering like a faraway lover, for I am already gone and done, already in the trees outside, raising my wail, already calling pale armies to raid house and soul. Come down and be a good girl, he said. Come down and make a home and try love and wake before each sunrise next to me. And I did. And oh, the invisible cage of his embrace, even when he was not there. We built seasons, tore down dreams. We built routine and tore down ideas. We built every day and tore down love. I could not make a home with all the wild in my body. I could not constrain the savage heart driving me. So I wake before each midnight next to him. So the feral cry climbs in my body and twitches my limbs. He is all beauty, base and innocent of the thing I am. He believes darkness only lives out in the trees. Poor man. For when I next open my mouth, it will be the last sound he hears.